Hi, I'm Carter, and this is Horton Hatches the Egg by Dr. Seuss. Sad Maisie, a lazy bird hatching an egg.
I'm tired and I'm bored of sitting here day after day. It's work, and how I hate it. I'd much rather play. I'll take a vacation. I'll fly off for a rest. If only I could find someone to stay on my nest. If I could find someone, I'd fly away free.
Then Horton, the elephant, passed by her tree.
Hello,
called out the lazy bird, smiling her best.
You've nothing to do, and how I do need a rest. Would you like to sit on the egg in my nest?
The elephant laughed. Why, of all the silly things, ma'am, I haven't feathers and I haven't wings. Me on your egg? Well, that doesn't make sense. Your egg is so small, ma'am, and I'm so, well, immense.
Oh, tut, tut, tut. I know you're not small, but I'm sure you could do it no trouble at all. Just sit in it softly. You're gentle and kind. Oh, come on. Be a good fellow. I know you won't mind.
Oh, I can't, said the elephant.
Please, begged the bird. I won't be gone long, sir. Why, give you my word. I'll hurry right back. I'll never be missed.
Very well. Since you insist you want a vacation, we'll go fly off and take it. I'll sit on your egg, and I'll try not to break it.
Toodle-hoo!
Called out the lazy bird, and then fluttered away. Then gently, then softly, then tenderly Horton crept upon the nest where the little egg slept. Then Horton the elephant sighed and said, "Well, now that's that." And he sat and he sat, and he sat and he sat, and he sat all that day and he kept the egg warm, and he sat all that night through a terrible storm. It poured and lightened and thundered and rumbled. "Well, this isn't much fun," the poor elephant grumbled. "Well, I wish she'd come back, 'cause I'm cold and I'm wet. I hope that Maisie bird doesn't forget." But Maisie, by this time, was far beyond reach, enjoying the sunshine way off in Palm Beach, and having such fun, such a wonderful rest, she decided she'd never go back to that nest. So poor Horton sat there, day after day, and then came the autumn, and the leaves blew away, and then came the winter with the snow and the sleet, and the icicles hung from his trunk to his feet. But poor Horton kept sitting, and he said with a sneeze, "Well, I'll stay on this egg, and I won't let it freeze. Well, I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%. So poor Horton sat there the whole winter through, and then came the springtime with troubles all anew. His friends gathered round, and they shouted with glee, "Look, that's the Horton the elephant, way up there in that tree." And they laughed, and they laughed, and they all ran away. And Horton was lonely. He wanted to play, but he sat on the egg, and he continued to say, "Well, I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%. No matter what happens, this egg must be tended." But poor Horton's troubles, they were far, far from ended. For while Horton sat there, so gentle and kind, 3 hunters came sneaking right up from behind. He heard the men's footsteps. He turned with a start. 3 rifles were aiming right towards his heart. Did he run? He did not. He held his head high and he stuck out his chest as if much to say, "Okay, well, shoot if you must, oh boy, but I won't run away." But did the men shoot? No. They dropped their guns and they stared with wide eyes. "Look, they all shouted. Can such a thing be? Why is an elephant sitting way up in a tree? He's terribly funny. That's just what we'll do. We'll take him and sell him to America, to the circus for money. Well, the first thing you know, they built a big wagon with ropes in the front for pullers to drag on the deck of his tree, and they put it inside with Horton so sad that he practically cried. Well, off, they all shouted, and off they all went, with Horton, unhappy, 100%. Then out of the wagon, and onto a ship, and over the ocean, and what a trip! And rolling and tossing and splashing with spray, and Horton said day after day after day, well, I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Am I seasick? 100%. After bobbing around for 2 weeks like a cork, they landed at last in a town called New York. On the shore, the men shouted. Then down with a lurch went Horton the elephant, still on his perch, tied to a board that could scarcely hold him. Bump! Horton landed, and then the men sold him. Sold to a circus, then week after week, they showed him to people at 10 cents a pink. Well, they took him to Boston, to Kalamazoo, Chicago, Wayinski, and Washington too, to Dayton, Ohio, St. Paul, Minnesota, Wichita, Kansas, and Drake, North Dakota. And everywhere thousands of people flocked to see that elephant sitting way up in that tree. Then, one day, the circus show happened to reach a town way down south, not too far from Palm Beach, and dawdling along way up high in the sky. But who of all people would chance fly by but that old good-for-nothing runaway Maisie? And spotting the flags in the tents just below, she sang out, "What fun! I think I'll get a show." And she swooped through the clouds and the open tent door. "Goodness gracious!" gasped Maisie. "I've seen you before." And poor Horton looked up, with his face white as chalk, and he started to speak. But before he could talk, there rang out the noisiest ear-splitting squeaks from the egg that he'd sat on for 51 weeks. A thumping, a bumping, a water like scratching. "My egg," Horton said. "My egg. Why, it's hatching." "But it's mine!" screamed the bird, and when she heard the egg crack, the work was all done. She wanted it back. "It's mine. He stole it from me. Get off of my nest and get out of my tree." And poor Horton backed down with a sad, heavy heart. But at that very instant, the egg burst apart, and out of the pieces of red and white shell, Horton the elephant saw something whiz. It had ears, and a trunk, and a tail just like his. And the people came shouting, "What's it all about?" They looked, they stared, with their eyes popping out, and they cheered and they cheered and they cheered more and more. They'd never seen anything quite like this before. "Oh, my goodness. My gracious. Well, my word, I tell you. Yes, well, that's something brand new there. That's an elephant bird." And it should be. It should be just like that, because Horton was faithful, and he said, and he said, and he meant what he said, and he said what he meant, and they sent him home happy, 100%.